So when it came to getting a car that got north of 50 miles per gallon, could still seat 5 people, had a relatively large trunk, and most importantly was affordable, so far the only option you had was the Toyota Prius. But I'm pleased to announce that as of 2019/2020, we should be expecting a brand new piece of competition on the market. And not for anything, I think it's a lot more attractive. Behind me is the 2020 Honda Insight, and this is Richard from Captured Society, bringing you a first look at what Honda has to offer in terms of a brand new hybrid. So if fuel efficiency is the name of the game, Honda has decided to take things a step further and not just simply settle for an either-or approach. Most hybrids will either go for a series or parallel setup. Now Toyota pioneered the way with series technology with the Prius. Basically, the gasoline engine will provide the electricity for the hybrid powertrain setup to use in powering the vehicle. Honda chose to go with a slightly different setup in their IMA, or Integrated Motor Assist days. What they chose to do was have a gasoline engine that was assisted by an electric motor. But this meant that at no point could the electric motor power the vehicle independently. And when we're talking about accelerating inside of traffic or stop and go, there are not many vehicle requirements in terms of wind resistance and other factors that would hold the vehicle back from being able to achieve maximum efficiency in an electric powertrain setup. So that's why Honda with the Insight decided to combine best of both worlds. The Honda Insight will operate like a traditional series powertrain setup. It will generate its electricity on the fly while moving around the city, but when you encounter highway or any kind of situation that the vehicle detects it is more advantageous to use the gasoline engine instead of the electric motor, the vehicle will engage in overdrive gear and use the gasoline engine to power the vehicle directly. What this means for you is on the highway, this vehicle should still be able to achieve the kind of fuel efficiency expected from most economy non-hybrid vehicles, but around the city, using its hybrid powertrain setup, will be able to achieve north of 55 miles per gallon. So here we are inside of the 2020 Honda Insight. Now naturally I'm inside of a touring model which has all of the bells and whistles that you would expect to have within a vehicle like this. And as you can see, one of the first things I'm greeted with is a very beautiful touchscreen in the center of the dashboard. Now this touchscreen also features hard buttons on the side to make navigating around the computer a lot easier when you're focused on the road. Another thing that I like is that Honda has taken a lot of time to think about what the transmission selection should be like in their vehicles. I've seen a lot of the competition, especially some of the American brands, which use some sort of very complicated toggle that rocks back and forth, and you constantly have to look at it to figure out what gear are you in. Well, Honda's made this very simple. Drive is all the way at the bottom, a nice big button. Neutral is right above it. Reverse is an actual pull switch where it's a little button that you have to sort of pull down to engage it. And park is all the way at the top with two big red LEDs around it to let you know when you've put the vehicle in park. In other words, Honda took a little bit of time to realize, well, let's see, it's the 21st century. I don't need to have a mechanical linkage to tell the transmission what gear I'm in. I just need to tell it, drive. And now that we're in the back seat of the Honda Insight, despite the front seat being pushed back into its normal position, if not probably pushed back a little further than normal, I still have an ample amount of legroom, and headroom is very spacious. And it gets even better, folks. As you can see, I'm in the back of the Honda Insight, and it's a large enough trunk that, well, if I really wanted to take a nap, I think I could fit pretty comfy back here. Not for anything. Good night. So as you can see, we're at the rear of the Honda Insight, and one of the first things you'll notice is that unlike most hybrids, we actually have a generous amount of area to pass items through to the passenger compartment. Most hybrids will occupy this area with either some sort of bracing or firewall to protect the batteries, but Honda was able to get around all of this and still maintain a hybrid with some sort of pass-through 60-40 split functionality that allows for you to maintain the amount of volume you would expect from a car of this class/nature, but still have all the performance and perks of a hybrid. Now with the Honda Insight, Honda is looking to price this car between the Honda Clarity and the Honda Civic, so naturally you can expect to find a price anywhere from around $25,000, either higher or lower, depending on what Honda announces going forward. Now when it comes to the differences between the Honda Insight and the Honda Clarity, it may not seem too obvious at first which one should be the right vehicle for you. But let's break this down very simply. If you own a home and you're able to reliably charge your vehicle at night, then by all means get the Clarity. With a combined fuel efficiency of 110 miles per gallon, the Honda Clarity, if charged up every night, will be the most fuel efficient vehicle. But let's be real here. We live in America, and as much as we're told this is a first world country, at this point we're probably down a few pegs. And as such, our electric infrastructure is not ready for most of us to be able to charge a vehicle overnight. And that is where the Honda Insight fits nicely into the category of which Honda designed it to be. Coming squarely between the Honda Civic and the Honda Clarity, the Honda Insight is designed to be a vehicle that does not require to be charged every night, but rather can acquire its electricity from using the gasoline engine. And as such, for most buyers who are not able to charge their vehicle, the Honda Insight will deliver north of 55 miles per gallon in city real-world economy situations, while not requiring anything different than the current vehicle that you own in terms of how you treat it. And this goes a little bit further. Hybrid vehicles use the electric motor to slow the car down and do not rely on the gasoline engine nearly as heavily as their ICE counterparts. This means for you that brakes, rotors, and other kinds of service items will not need to be replaced nearly as often on a hybrid, extending the amount of savings that you have in your pocket, and also meaning that the vehicle will have to take less trips to the dealership for service. I hope that this video was informative enough to be able to help you decide between the Honda Clarity and the Honda Insight, and as well as being able to choose a Honda model over the competition that is not only strong, but coming out with models that are sure to be able to impress in their own way, shape, or form. If you are looking for luxury, fuel efficiency, reliability, and most importantly, a name that you can come to rely on, the Honda Insight has been designed for you, especially in mind. My name is Richard, and thank you so much for joining Captured Society for our review of the Honda Insight. In the future, we will be driving and reviewing more vehicles than this, and we would like for you to stay tuned to be able to stay on top of what's new and what's hot inside of the car community. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.